as always, there are timestamps, but I swear there's nothing I can do about the click-clackety of my keyboard and mouse. I mean, there are things I could do, but it doesn't sound great. Trust me, I've tested it. And when I say trust me, I mean that, well, you can only get my hearsay, but essentially I sound like more of a wisp voice, so I'll sound a bit more like this, but if I try to fix my mic anything, and then, yeah, squeaky chair. So, I'm on a folding chair, by the way, but as we move on here... Yeah, we are making farms. We are in the Royal Woodland, and I'm trying to catch up because I just did another Prestige 7 on my main file, not the Alpha 2. And yeah, I'll talk about that later. We do have farmland here. I think I was playing to branch towards this Forbidden Glade. Of course, getting these orders done would help too, but trying not to hit Hostility 5. If we can get more hostility lowering things, because we do have protected trade, yeah, well, another way to lower hostility would be nice. I'm Sacramento of the Flame. But if we don't get that, I mean, we can start going into technically building materials because we have a bunch of clay. Again, I'm saying this if for no one else than myself, because I need to make sure I know. I mean, I looked at everything before hitting the record button, but there are also other base needs that we need to do, like complex food. Do we need? No, just housing. So, that being said... I don't remember what other buildings. The cookhouse was the only real thing I have, right? Yeah, because, well, we can make biscuits and porridge for one of the two races. We'll do it when possible, but otherwise, I think we have vegetables and grain, right? So really, we should be making packs of crops if I want to sell, instead of using the bricks. Well, if I have any leftover bricks, building materials will still be nice to sell. But just sitting here, looking at what I have, yeah, a lot of vegetables and eggs. We have a lot of sub-ingredients for the skewers. Not as many meat ingredients unless we start working on the egg node. Egg node, you get what I mean. Alternatively, this would be nice, but that's hoping for a lot more than I have. So let's pick one of these. I think I'm just gonna go with... Really, villagers shouldn't be dying. This is more a stopgap. I don't want to reroll on a rare cornerstone. I could, but I think I'm just going to take hidden reward for now. And then we have the villagers. So this is probably going to become a beaver settlement. Unfortunately, I don't have any way to make any service items. I clicked the boots for some reason, but you get the point. I think we have a service building because I picked clan hall. Yeah, so guild house, effectively helping to win faster. But one, we need the wood, and two, we need a couple of cloth, which I think we can get somewhere else. Question mark? I think it will just really be just using up the algae. I thought there was another algae pool. No, this is a scale pool. Oh yeah, my body. But we do have extra clay production. Yeah, so I think I'll take, well, the one with the most number in. That does get us to hostility 3, but that's not our most prevalent worry, I think. And from here on out, I could stuff more. Yeah, I should just stuff more. We get more food out of making skewers here, so... The other thing I was thinking of was basically making another farm. We can. One of the few ways if you don't use any parts. Cost planks, but if we can get some more vegetables and grain, I might as well work on it now. Beavers, and yeah, we do have leather scales and flour here, but yeah, not really much else to use. I mean, I could use the eggs to make biscuits as well to help out the beavers, because they are my primary, they're the majority of the villagers in this settlement. Yeah, you know what? I guess we might as well. I think we can pull someone else from somewhere else. Technically the kiln, although I want to burn through these logs if possible, so is there anything else? No. Actually, funny enough. Yeah, I was just trying to avoid hostility 3, but if that's going to be the case, we're just going to cut. What can these orders give me? Again, I'm still in the pause preparation, so you're going to have to excuse me for a moment. Temporary supply of bricks and then glade events. Assigned to glade events can carry 5 more items. Does that count for carrying things back after the event is done? And then I took another 5 open glades, but this will be done later. So really, I can open up this glade. Yeah, I should probably open up the closer glades. This and this. The one behind the hearth and the one behind the warehouse. And that's gonna hurt my hostility a bit, but I'm just gonna make the call. That's also going to result in a bad storm, but we're hoping that we get to up our resolve. Did I lock foxes out of skewers, by the way? No. They just haven't been able to eat any because we haven't produced any. That being said, I should have probably made a rain collector. This is probably the more important building. Do I have any other thing? How many pipes do I have? Let me check really quickly. 10. So it'd probably be, yeah, here in the kiln and here in the cookhouse. And then we'll see what else. But I still want these farms. I'd still take the farms over anything else, I think. So while we do need the planks, we also are going to immediately make a rain collector, I guess. I will put it behind the hearth. And away we go. We have no one to make houses, by the way, I just realized, but eh. And then we have lizard house. We can now make beaver houses as well. So we can definitely favor the beavers a lot with what I have, but I think first I want to fulfill this order. This is gonna hurt my hostility, but I think I'm just gonna make the call here. There's a merchant. Can we even use them? Not really. Scouts can open chests 40% faster. Wine production, which if we could make wine, we can't at the moment. I would have to plan for it. Otherwise, probably plan to just buy meat here. We don't need the amber. I'm thinking of what I need now. So I think we'll just do this. If we get an ancient tablet order or amber order, I'm just going to cry, but I'll make the call. That being said, so we do want to make the guild house. I'm just going to get more planks for the moment. I could grab other things like herbs to make more biscuits, but I'm gonna try and make the guild house ASAP. There's also now fertile soil over here, so all things considered, I could move this over here for ease of access. Yeah, you know what? It's gonna cost does it cost a plank? Actually, let me check. Yeah, can be moved for free, so yeah, let's move this here, because we're not gonna be able to make use of all the fertile soil anyway. We're going to cut into 2 here, but I don't think we're going to be able to... Well, maybe they do 9, but you understand the point, I think. It's going to be hard to make use of all this fertile soil until I put a hearth over by this ancient shrine event. Can we do things, or do I just have to do this? I probably just have to do this. I could also just deactivate a bunch of these, but I know, dog. I'm moving my fertile soil. This does mean they need to move. We're not going to be able to make everything, but hey, I could also just attack the trader, but I don't want to do that either. That would allow me to make roots and herbs. Maybe I should have saved the amber, but it's too late now. So let's open up this other glade. And we'll take the 30 hostility, but I hope it's for a good cause. We have a lot of clay sitting around, so we should just be making bricks left and right and center. Left, right, and center. There was a comma and not as many ands, but you get the point. We shouldn't be doing as much. Also, I can slow down on chopping trees, but I just want to open this glade ASAP before we put things in another beaver in the rain collector. So yeah, I'm gonna make the call and just attach 2 rain engines to the kiln and cookhouse each. And then we'll fulfill this order, and hopefully good things happen. If good things don't happen, get sad. So let's do this. We get a blueprint. Let's actually see. Well, here's a plantation. Not really much else we can use it for, though. Unless I want to make, because I think. Am I thinking right? Let me pause this for a second. No. Wait, what? Can we really not make? Oh, you do need berries for wine. All right. We have so different farms for different strokes, basically. Plant fiber for cloth, if nothing else. But let's take a look around because I need to make sure I'm doing this correctly. We don't currently need the trapper's camp, so removing that. Pickled goods for basically everyone. This would solve a lot of resolution problems, but we do need a way to make pottery. Do we have anything to make containers? No. I would have to buy it from a trader. It's fine. Because, yeah, as you see here, it fulfills beavers, lizards, and foxes. And we already have a farm. It's just that, yeah, the plantation would be nice, but I think I'll take the... I'm leaning towards the beanery. Now, I know I said I needed a service, some kind of service thing, but If we use the guild house and the protected trade cornerstone correctly, we shouldn't need to worry about hostility 5 at all, even if we were on like prestige 7+ as someone who's just gone through it. But yeah, we'll make the beanery. Well, we'll use the beanery. What do we have here? Extra villagers and meat. But I think I want the villagers more. That does mean I need to not use roots. I can actually just go here just to make sure. I think, yeah, we're currently using them for skewers. Don't need to at the moment. We don't have a beanery yet, and let's use the roots here. So we're gonna take away 2 beavers to get a beaver and a lizard. In fact, I can just do this because I want the drizzle water to help with production here. That's a bit too fast because I'm going to run out of rainwater before that, but we should be able to get enough. Is it going to run out? It is. Well, hey. With 2 there it shouldn't, but as you can see, we're dealing with more problems at the moment. So, how many? Yeah, I think only really, I'm going to say 5. Well, how much time actually? Yeah, 5 more farm fields because one person takes about, I think it's like 40 seconds to plant 1 field. Actually, I should time this. I've kind of timed it before. So 1, 2, 5, I almost said 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so about 30 seconds per field, and they have to make these fields. So they probably might do 8 total. But anywho, so we get extra people back to cutting wood. And yeah, let's just keep clearing keep clearing space mainly for more wood for the moment, and also to do something else. I was going to say something, but I forgot. But this is really just going to be shelter space, so I can throw shelter somewhere. Really, I've learned kind of this general square around, even no matter what warehouse hearth combination, for most combinations, there's just kind of a little square that exists around the hearth and warehouse combination, where you'll just be making production buildings for the sake of people moving faster, taking faster breaks. Travel time, basically travel time is reduced. Also, I should be doing that because I blew resolve. We only have 2 foxes, but it's the only ones we can do. We have resolve for. That being said, let's actually just make a bunch of these. I know I said I needed them for the guild house, but it's better to just to get the housing started. That being said, yeah, we don't have containers anyway. It would be nice to just set this up because, hey, lo and behold, we have a trader here, but we don't have anything to sell. So, yeah, how much are we getting? Yeah, 0.03. I mean, better than nothing, but still. Let's prioritize this. So we'll make a few beaver houses at least, just to address the housing situation. In fact, we don't even have enough for that. Is this the only plank place? It is. So I actually need to stuff someone here. Well, it'll probably be this fox. Let's at least continue making, because I don't think, yeah, aside from the kiln, we're not using wood anywhere else. I swear it was called log somewhere. Why am I calling it log? Anywho. So, yeah, then using rainwater for engines is an order we have, so it's good that we've started using it. I could accept that order. It would be interesting. Did I guess right? Nah, 6, but meh. But yeah, now I need to figure out how I'm going to use all of these vegetables and grain. Probably packs of crops. Do I have any other building? No, so probably packs of crops until I can make flour and or trade goods, question mark. Because all we have is the beanery. I should just plop that down somewhere so I don't forget, because I've been prone to forgetting it before. This is a lizard house. I'm just going to toss it behind this. But then we throw the beanery probably like right... we'll put this makeshift post somewhere else. Should also just extend a road here really quickly, but there's a stone in the way, but we'll be fine. Just want to put this beanery down. I like usually making it kind of an intersection here, even though I may never branch out this way, south or north relative to the screen. Yeah. Also, hopefully we're not eating into any raw food. Yeah, we shouldn't be eating into raw food. We should be using skewers, because that's essentially where there is more food. For better or worse, though, yeah, this storm is going to hurt. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. We have enough logs to last, and especially since we're only burning coal, but I'm still a bit worried. Now, my next question is, are we going to run out? Because I realize, as I'm standing here, we need to actually grab some Yeah, we need actually just meat. A warehouse here would be convenient, but I don't think it's the best choice. Also, there's only 18 charges on this. Did I take Rich Glades? No, I did not. That's just the passive permanent bonus that I've gotten. So, how much more tools do we have? 3. Yeah, that should be enough. I didn't want to do that because we want to continue making the beaver houses. No, please. Okay, good. Have 1 free builder to work on the housing. But, also I don't have any cloth, I realize. Not making buildings for these is really hurting me, but I've made my choice. So, let's actually disable that so we can make another lizard house, because we're not... We might as well make the efficient housing, question mark, efficient housing. So, let's do it. You don't always need to do that. I'm sure you can just make a bunch of shelters just fine. It's just that I did what I did here. By the way, are big shelters part of Alpha 2? Why do I feel like big shelters are part of Alpha 2? Anywho. Yeah, let's have you guys moving over here and start cutting into this. So, yeah, for the next 2 or 3 glades, we're gonna probably cut into this small glade. Yeah, this small glade here. I don't want to open it, sorry. So we'll prep this for a hearth space. And that should be good enough. Actually, out of curiosity, yeah, this is actually the... Well, we have to open this glade, but you get the point. We can put a hearth here. And that will be... This should be all the space we need. On a low prestige run, I usually find myself only making 2 hearths, if even that much, depending on, you know, fertile soil or glade placements where there are 2 or 3 dangerous glades around. Close enough by. But usually, I think 4 out of 5 settlements have 2 hearths on average. So, yeah, if we need it, yeah, sure, but we're not going to be using it for long. There's only 1 lizard here too, so which makes me a bit sad, but... So, the lizard should be fine. I'm actually going to turn this off a bit earlier. Also, we're just holding on to clearance water because we have no other... Yeah, until we make this press, which I forgot to make. Whoops. We should have actually made this press. We should have made this press. That's where my grain should be going. But we also should be making packs of crops to sell for protected trade. We protected trade. But we'll see. Because I want to get this made so that we can make the lizard house, and then we can be a bit happier, I think. Yeah, a bit happier. Let's turn this off now for the sake of the lizard's resilience. And yeah, we might even let go of these woodcutters because yeah, the resolve is gonna our resolve is gonna take a nosedive. I promise it's not gonna look good. In fact, we can make porridge with anything else, probably with vegetables. Funny enough, because of the wheat I want to use for oil. But while we have it, let's use wheat, I guess. I know I have no one stationed in there, but meh. And yeah, let's make this. Can we make this? Yeah, they can make that. There's no more vegetables here. We can. There are more vegetables to get, but I would rather work on the drizzle wing nests for meat's sake, if I even can. Because boy, is it gonna be a bit of a struggle. So. Thinking. I think we will just, but yeah, we'll move them over here for the moment. We have the porridge, we might as well make it. It's foxes and, no, just that. Yeah, it's sad that we don't have, yeah, because I want to use the vegetables for pickled goods, but that's not going to happen. And now we're just suffering. So we'll let the resolve pretty much hit 0. Might as well use the time we have for a moment. But I promise you, it's not looking good. So, slowly turn this on. And yeah, we have to deal with the remainder. What's happening again? Oh, woodcutters. No woodcutters, basically, so never mind. There's no reason to cut trees during the storm, regardless. And we have a bit of resolve left anyway. I don't want to burn wood. Probably burn coal? Yeah, probably burn coal. It's still not going to help all the way, but we'll let it go because, yeah, low prestige. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about long storms. That's all I have to say on the topic. That being said, though, we can remove these lizards. I don't want to, though. Funny enough, now we do need more lizards. Because, like I said, I want to make use of these, but... we might as well have them work on pads. Just leave these beavers as builders for the moment. Or we can start making more planks. That's probably the better one. The better decision. Yeah, and we don't need to sacrifice. We'll just boost resolve here. This won't work on higher prestige. It just won't. But while we can use it, we'll use it. Also, note that we still have just clay sitting around, don't we? Yeah, the kiln is our main brick place. We can actually switch this to brick production if and when we feel comfortable enough, but also burning coal at the moment. Let's actually make this guild house ASAP, if possible. Also, I just realized I did not upgrade this hearth at all. Whoops. Let's do that. I don't think we have any planks. No, we don't. So we just need to prioritize these perks for the moment. So we'll let the resolve drop. Around halfway, because if it's at 1, it takes a while before 0 to hit 1, from my experience. If it's 2 or more, though, it immediately hits 1. But yeah, as you can see here, that's not the case. Anywho. Let's go. Speed would be nice. Improvised tools is also an interesting pick. I think we can make use of that. We're sitting on enough nodes. The hostility here is interesting too, because I am going to break into a Forbidden Glade, but I think depending on never mind. Oh well, no, we do have caches, but yeah, it's an interesting pick. I think either will be okay because I will be using secure perimeter. I will be doing a Forbidden Glade. Well, that's the plan, but I think the tools is helpful too. And then Survivor Bonding is just a safe pick, but I'm gonna make the call and pick tools because we have to open glades for an order anyway. We should have actually accepted these orders. I mean, I didn't sell all my ancient tablets, but unless we get some. Yeah, we're more likely to do this one. Funny enough. Let me look around for a moment. We can't. Yeah, there are no more thingy-majiggies, which makes me a bit sad. I could also just take people off farms, but that doesn't. I mean, if I'm sitting on beavers, I should have actually just made them work on farms, but that's not what happened. So, I'm thinking, who do we have? Extra parts, less villagers, but extra parts, which would allow me to make more warehouses if I so choose, or another gathering camp. But I'm gonna go for the number here, primarily because we have these. We want to use this press and we want to use this cookhouse. Can we even continue using this cookhouse? Yes. But I'd rather make another camp instead. So I just realized I need this camp too. So yeah, let's make use of that. And then tier 2, well, I would like a third. Do we have a lizard? Another lizard sitting around? I think we have a lizard working in a farm somewhere. We do. We actually have 2 lizards working on the farm. So we can put 1 in the cookhouse. Probably just put both, really. And now suddenly we're out of people that we can use. I know I'm having people work on planks here though, and yeah, we're gonna continue cutting the tree. We'll replace this beaver with a fox, and yeah, there goes all my free space. But it's not. We can't do much else anyway. So should I have this many here? I feel like I don't need as many anymore. You know what? Actually, no. We're gonna put you guys in this press, where there are. Well, now we have enough planks. Okay, I was about to say, did we not have enough planks? We did. And I would preferably, like to put pipes there, but I didn't do it. So I should also get to making this because we are in desperate need to lower hostility. We definitely need to lower hostility by next year. That I know for sure. But because we have the storm cornerstone for glades, we want to hold on opening these glades. So basically just cutting these trees down is the best we can do. In fact, I should actually just put a warehouse here for the sake of these beavers that are suffering because Yeah, they have to walk all the way back to deliver to the warehouse. So we'll make these 2 planks, but I think I'll free this fox right after just quickly. Yeah, let's get that made really quickly. And we can also upgrade this here too, but I forgot. So I promise we're doing our best. Do we need many people in this beanery? We probably do, right? Also, are we eating out of this? No, I just realized. I should just do this. At this point in the settlement, I think we're fine to do that. But yeah, fox stuff. But we didn't really need them to do that. But hey. But in the meanwhile, yeah. So we're doing this for the sake of these woodcutters because we're gonna put a hearth here anyway. It would be nice to have a warehouse basically, but a fox needs to do all the work. So run, fox, run. Yeah, I was about to say, does invigorating winds affect races that are eating a complex food that they do not like? The answer is no, because otherwise I'd see these beavers with the buff. But hey, and I could have taken a fox for more reputation, but that didn't happen either. So yeah, so we'll let this beaver finish this, and then put the beaver in here. Yeah, because we get a resolve bonus here. So we should be putting beavers here, but we don't have enough. And yes, we're still basically making a bunch of coal. We don't need to make that much coal. In fact, I could probably put 1 beaver in here and be fine. But yeah, once we make this warehouse... Actually, yeah, with that said... Because we're going to run out of water right here anyway. Oh, I'm going to let them finish the coal. Help. All things considered, I don't need all 3 beavers in this wood cutting camp, but I could say the same for having all these farms, but I think it's for a good cause. So we should have enough oil to start burning here. We don't have enough people making oil at the moment. Well, we didn't, which is why now we need to make sure that that stays cool. And yeah, this is not great. It would be helpful to put a warehouse here. If for no other reason than we have an ancient shrine here still sitting on goodies, but you know. Did we get a thing? No. Oh wait, I never picked these orders up. Yeah, I guess we'll cut into 6 glades. And then this is need for religion, 50 amber and a market. Which, did we ever take the market? No. I already took 2. I don't want to take a 3rd service building, so I guess we'll look to... Who is using religion? Is it just the foxes? Luxury education. Either way, they're asking me to get a service building I don't have. Would I like the market? Sure, but... We're making grain. This helps me for grain, but... Traders arrive quicker. I'm just gonna pick charity fair. All right, back to making planks ago, fox. The fox probably needs a break, but we'll deal. Do we have 4 planks? No. So instead, just continue cutting. We don't need to cut that liberally, but we don't need to cut that aggressively, but it's what we're gonna do. Again, keeping in mind we need to cut into glades during the storm for tools. Or, yeah, tools. I thought I said the wrong word. Yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Also keeping in mind that we're not making skewers as fast as we thought, but that's fine for the moment. So, yeah, we can only continue burning 1... Don't we have a sacrifice one? No. We do, however, need more actual just shelter. So, maybe we just make shelter just to house people. I'm making 2. I only really need 1. Yeah, let's just actually... I usually just end up doing more. I don't need to do that. Still, though, we have a bit of a need to take people away from somewhere. Probably the skewers. So let one of these lizards finish before we do anything else. But yeah, definitely need to make sure either making enough to sell for hostility's sake, or what I was gonna say... I was gonna say something else, I forgot. Anywho. These lizards can either help with the eggs, or we can start getting something else. Or working on a farm during the storm. That too, but for the moment... I think we'll put a lizard here. Again, I'm complaining about not having people. Here I am sitting on people that are effectively going to eventually come back. Also, we do eventually need a blight post, but in the meanwhile... let's start making packs of crops. I know we're making a bunch of oil, but we'll... as long as we don't absolutely run out, because we're in clearance season, so we're harvesting grain and vegetables anyway, but... in fact, do we need that many vegetables? We are using vegetables for skewers, so... there is a use to them. Yeah. Not really much else to say. This tree was not covered when I clicked on it. Gosh. Hello. But... we can turn wheat into meat. Wheat into meat, or vegetables into meat, with the ranch, which is a very interesting... I say the word interesting a lot, but I promise it's for a good reason. Or turn grain into eggs. But assuming I can even buy it, I probably can't, because we need, 29 amber, and we don't have that. Also, I should really... no, we only have Smoldering City, never mind. So, instead, I guess we are going to sell the Ancient Tablet to get this. But also, as much pottery as possible. Essentially, trading things. I could sell parts, but I don't want to go that crazy. This is enough pipe, yeah. I probably need more pipes, but for the moment, we should be okay. So we'll do this. And away we go. If and when we get more packs of crops, if I can catch Jorg before Jorg leaves, we can make pickled goods, is what I'm trying to say. Which we should probably just make now, with the power of the vegetables that we have. That being said, we should actually just disable this here, just to be thorough. I can't accept that order now if I so choose. I'm not going to. And you know what we also are going to do? We're going to do this. Might as well start extending roads here. Could also make a hearth. That would also not be a bad idea, but now we need more planks. Which I didn't move. I have them sitting here not doing much. Plant fiber as well. Where are we getting this plant fiber, by the way? Let me just make sure really quickly. Because I feel like it's temporary. Yeah, woodcutter. Well, kind of. It's not really temporary. Theoretically speaking, there is a limited amount of wood, but that's not our primary concern. And then the hearth would probably go around here. Or sorry, here. After we get rid of this thing. That's right, we need to cut into this glade to do that. But we want to prep these 2 glades for the storm. Both for the order and for other stuff. But year 5, we'll see what happens year 5. We might even cut into the Forbidden Glade if we can during the storm of year 4. That's the plan anyway. Yeah, and eventually, I think next year we'll definitely need a Blight Post if we keep using the... if we keep using the rainwater as we are using it. Also, keeping in mind that we are also farming a lot. I'm sure there's a way to get through this, Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt you guys here for the sake of a path for this farm. But I'm sure there's a way to win just with the farms I have, the fertile soil I have. But hey, also there's this random tree in the way, but we'll deal with it. And yeah, nothing much else to say. We could also gather these vegetables, but that's not going to happen either. I feel like I'm forgetting about something before this storm starts, but hopefully not too much. Also, we do have enough coal to sacrifice in case the Resolve takes another nosedive. So really, that's what we're using a lot of our coal for, and we'll leave this builder here for the moment. We don't have enough planks because I forgot to continue making planks. Also, I'm prioritizing fabric. But that's because I want to make this guild house at some point. Again, we don't need it because I haven't been selling things, obviously, but it would be nice to take care of. Also, just a random tree in the way. So yeah, this is gonna hurt our resolve a lot more. And yeah, so we don't get any wood during the storm, but that's not the important thing. We just want to cut trees to open glades during the storm. So really, we should be doing things like that. And we should be relatively fine. Now, we do want to be careful here. We might lose someone if I'm really gung-ho about opening things during the storm, but yeah, that's a very... I didn't think about that negative synergy. Improvised tools, but we have a thing. Hey, okay, well... Maybe we open a glade during the storm. Maybe we open this forbidden glade during the storm anyway, but we'd open it through this one. It's gonna go to here, right? Okay. Yeah, we might... Funny enough, not being on high prestige means that we... and I know this is a bit of a walk, but I don't want to move it and interrupt them at the moment. Now I can move them and interrupt them. But I think we just need to cut this tree here. And we will risk things. So, yeah, let's do this. I mean, I'm even going to go all full throttle. So, rip coal, but it's for a good cause, I swear. There's another trader here. If that's the case, I would like to just rush through this, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. In fact, I probably won't be able to open this glade here. This is a 2-charge tree, right? It just looks like it's a lot more, but hopefully they don't have to take a break soon either, but we'll find out. So it would be interesting to get all of this. Yeah, I mean, basically buying fabric and planks to save myself some time. Cornerstone rerolls. Lower hostility, but yeah, we don't really have that. So instead, I think I really should have taken fabric. I'm gonna take planks instead. And with this person sitting here, they'll make one more. That lizard will make another pack of crop bag, but we should be fine. I think we can cut this. We'll see if they have to do a thing though. Why are they idling? Yeah, if they don't take a break, we should be okay. If they do have to take a break, sadness happens. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of coal, but we have a huge surplus of coal, and it's not like we can turn coal to anything else, although it's a very important resource anyway. So, if we open this during the storm, that would be nice. Please. No. Taking a break. No. Cut this tree, quick. I think it's on 1 charge, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we're in some pain. We do have tools for this, funny enough, but we don't have the containers. Containers here, but not enough. We have the oil. We have the coal. My hostility... I was gonna say a thing, but hey, plank production though. As nice as this reputation point is, we can't make any of these, and we can't make them in time anyway. So it would be funny to turn buildings into ruins here, but no, we're not gonna do that. So instead, what we're gonna do is essentially assign. So this fox is taking a break. In fact, we want to use foxes. We have 2 perfectly. Where is this other fox? Are they in a farm? They are in a farm. So we'll use them for this event here. And we might need to continue burning coal, but we'll wait for the storm to pass before we do things so that we can grab this cornerstone in case it helps out. It's not, but hey. Can I make trade goods? I don't think I can I? No. The answer is no. So, instead... Trade routes are fast. Yeah, we're not making use of any of these. As much as I would hate to reroll this, sure, maybe it gives us a blueprint for trade goods. We have a bunch left because we haven't worked on our reputation in 5 years, but hopefully it's okay. I forgot to do this, by the way. Value of goods sold. Yeah, so we're definitely doing that. As fun as it... So... Again, another thing that I wanted to think of is I would actually like to take the temple here, but if I also find out eventually, I'm not going to take this. I'm going to take the goods sold. Anyway, I'm going to take the goods sold. But if grabbing, say, an order that would require a building either forces or heavily weighs that said building to appear in a blueprint roll, then yeah, someone let me know. Otherwise, we're just going to stick it. I mean, I could probably look the answer up somewhere in the community, but let's also take this stag. I should have probably taken the stag first. +1 to global resolve. Hey, that'll be nice for when I do this. So, also, I think we're still burning coal, so yeah, funny enough. Yeah, we are in pain. We'll still, well, yeah, I guess we'll continue sacrificing coal. It seems like we'll need it. But that being said, yeah, we're gonna make this a super beaver settlement, I guess. So, we're in a lot of pain. We're in a lot of pain. As great as, like, actually, I should actually focus on the guild. Actually, let me plop this down and see what it gives me. No, didn't even sell a lot, so we're not getting any resolve. Still would like to use it, but, we'll deactivate it. I do want it there, so hey. But, the most important thing, I think I thought there was a building I hadn't made yet. Well, here I am, standing here. I realize, and we make porridge again. We start making porridge again. Actually, this wants lizards. But, so we'll do a little switcheroo here. So 2 in each should handle it for nearly 30 villagers, but it seems like we need these. 1, 2, 3, and yeah, we do need bricks eventually, but we'll stick with that for now. I'd rather keep the I'd rather lose lizards than lose beavers at the moment, as odd as that sounds. Even though I have a lot of things for that lizards want to be in, I don't think it's the best. Now that being said, hopefully, as long as these foxes don't need to take a break, we should be relatively fine still. In fact, yeah, still blue resolve due to small number of foxes and porridge, but you get the point. If I want to be safe here, I should call a thingy. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I can grab these boots to temporarily help me through the event. Which I think I'll do. If it will help. It's going to get close. It's going to get real close. But we'll see what actually happens. Because yeah, if we can continue to make pickled goods, we will be fine. But yeah, it's going to take a bit. So that's not going to happen either. So yeah, if these lizards can use these boots, we will be fine resolve-wise. And yeah, we can't hit the 3rd level of the hearth, so hey. We're gonna turn in another order soon, apparently, too, but let's continue doing things. So yeah, I also want a hearth. I could put a lizard on the hearth, I realize. I guess I should do that to help things along, but we also want to make this small hearth. Now we need bricks, by the way. So, whoopsie doopsie. Lizards here too, apparently, but we don't have enough lizards around, I don't think, unless some are working on a farm somewhere. 1, but no. So, yeah, we'll let this kind of slip through our fingers for a bit. Although I don't think it's going to work, no. I would have to sacrifice more coal, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to use up any more coal than I need. Also, I could get rid of the... Yeah, I could do this for the moment. Yeah, and as soon as they get another point or 2 in resolve, we should be fine. Actually, we can do that. We'll disable woodcutters for a hot moment. Let's also just bring these things in while we're sitting here, I guess. I thought, yeah, we can make biscuits. What would we make it with? I'm using herbs somewhere else, apparently. Never mind, I lied to myself. Goodness gracious me. Let's see. So I think we can open one of these caches. I think there's a large one sitting somewhere. Yeah, there is. And we have 61 tools. So, you know what? Let's grab this amber. And then maybe we can eventually make the guild house, because that we will get our hostility lowered if we can use all the amber, because it counts as, hey, you're selling things. 3 villagers, by the way. Ow. So basically, I have a whole host of things I could be doing, but I'm not doing, because I'm not doing it. That being said, we only need 4, right? Okay, we only need 4 rip planks, but I thought we had an aura that if we turn in gives us planks. No, it's the event here. My mistake. We did not get any foxes. I could just use these beavers to open these caches, I realize. Let's just do that. Well, we're sitting here and not turning anything in. I think we have enough to open every single cache here. I always wonder if I'm saying that word right, because sometimes I say cache and sometimes I say cache, but hey. Let the good times roll. Yeah, these pickled goods should hold us. Please take a break, Beaver. A Beaver needs to take a break. Take a break, please. Take a break. Keep in mind, actually, we don't need to sacrifice that coal because we're still on 11 yeah, we'll still be on 11 hostility. That was my mistake. But we also don't have any wood. So what the coal we have is the coal we get. And let's sacrifice more oil. But yeah, we do want to get back to cutting wood because we are desperately in need of it. I forgot where I put the other woodcutters camp. I could zap zap to it, but we'll do this first. We'll start cutting close to the hearth again, is what I'm trying to say. And yeah, we don't have anything. Never mind, I don't have any more planks. Welp. Need 40 planks. And we don't have any. Alright, well, I guess we'll just take this in the face. Yeah, I know that's negative resolve, but I need it. I need it. And we can just do this. But how close are they to completing this, by the way? Not close. Okay, we need to boost resolve. So. Hey, lumber mill and trade goods. Didn't we take a trade good thing? Yeah, we did. Hey, we can finally make use of something. Although we do want the thing, but we'd rather make trade goods first before we make the guild house. Is what I am trying to talk about. What are we doing here? I think I'll just put the lumber mill kind of smack dab in the middle here. As odd as that might feel, I don't think. Oh no, I have these houses. Never mind. We'll move these lizard houses instead. Am I gonna be okay here? I'm gonna check something else really quickly. Yeah, I'm just doing some maneuvering. Yeah, doing some maneuvering. I think we'll be okay. But I think, funny enough, just so I don't really need the time to think that much, but just to be safe, I think for the sake of both time and this video, one, we'll plop this lumber mill down, but two, once we get into clearance season, that'll be the end of the video. But yeah, as we enter clearance season here, we're gonna leave things as they are. I think we'll be okay, just so for no other reason I can clear my head. So, just as this video ends, we have a bunch of farms. We have a lot of fertile soil. There's no reason why I should be losing anymore, but we'll find out because I took a lot of glade opening. Oh, there's one remaining glade opening order, and then if we sell a lot of trade goods, which will probably be oil, funny enough, maybe just spam press and then make a lot of oil and then benefit from guild house and protected trade. Yeah, we should have enough. As we get more villagers, we should be okay. But yeah, nothing else to say. If you want to give advice, if you want to comment on what's happening on, my videos, I was going to say on screen, then yeah, let me know. I usually try to respond, at least if for no other reason, maybe, a scholarly, hey, or for scholarly talk, but also, hey, thank you for commenting, watching the video and all that stuff. And yeah, but yeah, without further ado, I'm not going to take up much more of your time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.